Today I would like to teach you how to crochet this beautiful and pretty square or block for the Moogly Crochet Along 2022. So more information as well as the complete written pattern is going to be down below in the description. I'll also add it to the comment section if you can't find it. This is a companion video and I will teach you how to go through each pattern repeat. So for each round I will show you the repeat that you continue doing as many times as the pattern suggests. At the very end, you're going to repeat the same round over and over again, and so I will just show you the very first part of the round that keeps repeating, and then you're going to finish that. At the very end, after everything is done, that is when we're going to add this part, which is this overlay crochet. Although it has like these gaps, right? You could do it as surface crochet if you prefer, but I connected it from this round to this round, and so you could put your finger through. Again, this is optional to do it either this way or do it as surface crochet. I will show you how to do it this way, and you can choose however you like to do it. You can even completely remove it if that is what you prefer. But this part is going to be done at the very end, after the entire square is done. Let's go through the materials really quick and then we'll get started. I chose to use these three colors, all from Red Heart with Love. And we're going to have the color Wisteria Purple, which I'm going to identify as P or purple. Then we have Aubergine, which I'm going to identify as an A. And then we have a Lilac, which I'm going to identify as L. So P-A-L. And we're going to use a 6mm hook. The entire square is going to be blocked at the very end. So you need to make sure you have some kind of blocking materials available so you can block it to make it 12 times 12 inches. For round one, make a magic ring or an alternative magic ring for single crochets, and you're going to chain one and then add 6 single crochets into the ring. And then you're going to close the ring. Because we're going to use a new color and I like to hide my color transitions, I already cut my yarn and I'm going to weave it in using the invisible join. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tapestry needle, you're going to go over the first stitch into the next stitch, you're going to go through from the back to the front. And so what we're trying to do is imitate the stitch, the very first one, and then you're going to go back into the stitch where you came from. Now I know that's a little hard to see because I have this dark color, but I'm hoping you understand what I'm trying to say and it's somewhat visible. So once you go through it, you have now a stitch over the actual first stitch and it looks like an imitation of the stitch, and you can weave your yarn in as you crocheting the next color. The next color is Lilac, so I'm going to attach my yarn now, and I like to do it a slightly different way than normally just to have a clean color transition. So I'm going to go through my stitch and I'm going to pull my running yarn through instead of my slip knot, so like so, such that the slip knot is in the back so that the knot can be hidden. I'm going to insert my hook now into the slip knot and then back into the loop that I pulled through, which is the running yarn. And now I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Keep in mind that I do not do chains of ones or normal turning chains. I will show you what I do instead. So for single crochet, I completely skip the chain of one because I think it's just too bulky and this is much cleaner. But if you prefer to do the chain of one, do it at the beginning of the round. Now we're going to crochet 2 single crochets per stitch. So the first one is already done. So I'm going to add another one, and then for all the other stitches I'm also going to add 2 single crochets per stitch. Once you finish the round, we're going to do a slip stitch. I prefer doing the invisible slip stitch, so I let my loop go through from the back to the front and then pull my loop through. It's not really a slip stitch actually, I'm just pulling that loop through, and now I can continue on with the next round. Round 3 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then chain 2, then skip 1 stitch and then repeat. So 1 single crochet, chain of 2, and skip 1. Do that all the way around. For round 4, we're going to use purple, and you're going to start by attaching the yarn to one of the single crochets and making a single crochet. Now you're going to chain 2, place into that chain space from the previous round. You're going to place 1 double crochet and 3 treble crochets and 1 more double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, and then you start over from the beginning and do that all the way around. So single crochet, chain of 2, into the chain space is 1 double crochet, 3 treble crochets, 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and then start over. Once you've finished round 4, you now finished your flower, and we're now going to connect it to the very first stitch, which was that single crochet, and then also change colors to the new color. The new color is lilac. You're going to make 1 single crochet on top of the single crochet from the previous round, and now you're going to chain 2, and in the next 5 stitches, which are the petal stitches, you're going to go into the 3rd loop behind the V. So let me explain what that is. So we have here the V, 1, 2 loops, so front loop and back loop. If you turn a little bit more, there's 1 more loop, which is right behind here. So that is the loop that we're going to go into, and we're going to place single crochets on top of them. So each 3rd loop gets 1 single crochet. So in the next 5 stitches, you're going to go 1 single crochet per 3rd loop. That means on each of the double crochets or treble crochets. Once you did that, you have 5 single crochets right behind the petal, and now you're going to place a chain of 2 and another single crochet, and then you're going to start over and do the exact same thing for all the petals. After round 5, you have now an additional beautiful color all the way around, and you're going to repeat the exact same process with the aubergine color right now. It means you're going to start with a single crochet, a chain of 2, and then place 1 single crochet for the 5 stitches that you made, where you made single crochets, so 1 in each, but again into the 3rd loop behind the V. So it may be a little harder to see because we have now single crochets, but that 3rd loop is still there. So look for the front loop, back loop, and then turn slightly, and you're going to see an additional loop right there. So that means in each of the single crochets from the previous round of that petal, you're going to place 1 single crochet into the 3rd loop behind the V. Then again, chain of 2, 1 single crochet, and then repeat the process all the way around using the aubergine color. Once you finish round 6, you're going to do a new color change back to the purple. So we went from the petal purple to the lilac to the aubergine, and now again back to the purple. And we're going to do the exact same thing again with 1 small change, where instead of doing a chain of 2, we're going to do a chain of 1 and going all the way around, doing the exact same thing. So again, into the 3rd loop behind the V, you're going to make 1 single crochet for the 5 stitches here that were single crochets before, and you're going to do single crochets again. So this is 1 more round all the way around the petals and the entire flower using single crochets in the color purple. The only difference is you don't do chain of 2, you're going to do a chain of 1. So a chain of 1, and then find your 3rd loop, which can be a little bit hard to find and to poke into. Having a rounded hook can be challenging, by the way, so having a more pointed hook might be beneficial for you to find it. But you can see it here in the back, they're kind of lifted right here, so that's where you're going to put your single crochets into. So once you've finished round 7, you are now switching colors again to the lilac for round 8. This time you're completely ignoring all the chains, and we're just going to make single crochets. But it's different for each stitch. So you're going to start with 1 single crochet here, and then in the next 5 stitches we're going to do it slightly different. So in the very first of the 5, you're going to place 2 single crochets, again in the 3rd loop behind the V. So 2 single crochets in the first. In the next 3 single crochets, again 3rd loop behind the V, you're going to crochet 1 single crochet each. You're going to repeat that. So 1 single crochet, then of the 5, the first one is 2 single crochets, then 1, 2, 3 stitches has 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and 1 single crochet again. Do that all the way around, completely ignoring the chain spaces that you had created in the previous round. So now we finished round 8. I feel like now the hardest part is over with the third loop behind the V's, and we have now 48 stitches all the way around. So by the way, the stitch count is mentioned in the written pattern, so be sure to check that out and have that at the same time as you're going through this video. And round 7, both 7 and 8 actually have both 48 stitches. So we're going to use round 7 later to do that overlay crochet. So just keep that in mind, that we're going to count the chain spaces here in between for round 7. But we just finished round 8, all single crochets, and it has 48 stitches. We're now going to start with round 9. The very first thing we're going to do is an alternative turning chain. So I place a single crochet, and now in that left loop, we're going to insert it and pull the loop through again so that we have 2 loops on a hook, yarn over and pull through. So this is a stacked single crochet, also known as the alternative turning chain, and counts as a double crochet. So that's the first of the 7 double crochets. So the repeat is 7 double crochets in the next 7 stitches, so 1 in each, and then 2 double crochets in the following one. Now the very first alternative turning chain is counting as a stitch, so that means we have 7 more. We are not going in the third loop behind a V, we're just going to insert it normally into both loops. So we're going to do 7 single crochets in total for each repeat. Once you have 7 double crochets, you're going to place 2 double crochets in the following one. And now you're going to repeat everything. So 7 single crochets, then 2 double crochets. 7 single crochets, 2 double crochets, all the way around. Once you've finished round 9, you should have 8 times 6 stitches, which means 54 stitches all the way around. And remember, we're counting the alternative turning chains. So for the next 3 more rounds, we're still going to use the aubergine color. So we're just going to continue on for now. And we're going to again do the alternative turning chain. So single crochet, and then on the left loop here for a right-handed person, insert, yarn over and pull through. So now that's our first double crochet, and so we're going to place 6 more double crochets in the next 6 stitches, so 1 in each. That's again 7 double crochets. And then in the next following stitches, we're going to place 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets. So let me show you. So we did the first double crochet as an alternative turning chain. Now we're going to place 6 more double crochets. Once you have 7, you're going to place in the next 2 stitches an increase in double crochets, so that means 2 double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. And then you're going to repeat that. So we have 7 double crochets, and then 2 increases in the following 2 stitches. And you do that all the way around. Once you've finished round 10, we're hopping into round 11 after you've done your normal slip stitch per every round. We're going to again do the alternative turning chain as we did before, and again it counts as a double crochet. So that's the first of the double crochets that you're going to make, and now we're going to do 8 more double crochets in the next 8 stitches. Then again you're going to do 2 double crochets and 2 double crochets in the following stitch. So once you have 9 double crochets, that includes the alternative turning chain, you're going to place 2 double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to repeat the process of doing 1 double crochet in the next 9 stitches, and then 2 increases in the following 2 stitches, and do that all the way around. So once you finish round 11, you have 1 more round of aubergine, and that is all done in single crochets. So you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 12 stitches, and then you're going to do 2 single crochets in the following stitch. And then you're going to repeat that all the way around, and at the end of the round you're going to have 48 stitches. So once you have 12 stitches in the following one, you're going to place an increase, also single crochet all the way around, and then you're going to have 48 single crochets all the way around in round 12. And then we're going to switch our color back to lilac. So now that you finished the aubergine, we're now going to do with the lilac color round 13. So we're now just going to use lilac all together until the end of the square, and then later you're going to use the purple again in order to do the overlay crochet. So we're going to start again with the alternative turning chain, and this time it is 3 single crochets stacked on top of each other to make it equivalent for a triple crochet. So again, insert into the left loop, yarn over, pull through, finish up like a single crochet, and now we're going to repeat that one more time. So on that single crochet you just made, insert, yarn over and pull through, and finish up like a single crochet. So we have 3 single crochets stacked on top of each other, equivalent to a triple crochet, counting as a triple crochet. So we're going to do one more triple crochet in that same stitch. Now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to place 2 triple crochets in this next stitch. That chain of 1 is now considered the corner. We're now going to place 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches and place 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Now 7 single crochets, 1 in each, in the next 7 stitches. So 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Now we're going to place again 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches, so 1 in each, then 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then 2 triple crochets in the following. Now chain of 1, which is the next corner. So now we have one side done. So now you're going to repeat that all the way around. So going from having 2 triple crochets with a chain of 1 over here, then 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, 7 single crochets, 3 half double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then we'll start over with the triple crochet collection. And the 2 triple crochets are 1 in each stitch, and it has a separation of a chain of 1. Now we finished round 13. It's going to look like this. You have the first quarters appearing. It's still kind of rounded, but don't worry, we're going to keep going in order to make it more of a square. In round 14, you're going to start with 2 half double crochets, 1 in each stitch, and now into the corners you're going to place 2 double crochets, a chain of 1, and 2 more double crochets. You're going to do that for each a chain of 1 corner. After you did the corner, you're going to do 4 half double crochets, 1 in each stitch. Then you're going to do 15 single crochets, so 1 in each stitch. Okay, so now we're going to do round 15, which actually is exactly the same as round 16 and 17 and 18. So for the next 4 rounds, you're going to do the same thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to place 1 single crochet per stitch until you hit the corner. And then once you're at the corner, you're going to place 1 single crochet, a chain of 1, and another single crochet. So keep in mind the corner is always where the chain of 1 happens. And then you're going to again do 1 single crochet per stitch until you hit the corner. Then in the corner again, you're going to do 1 single crochet, chain of 1, and 1 single crochet, and keep on going. You're going to do that for 4 more rounds. Once you're finished, it's going to look like this. And now what we're going to do is with the purple, we're going to add now the overlays. So what I would suggest you to do is you're going to prep your project with stitch markers. Now if you're okay doing it without the stitch markers, go for it. So each of these overlay connections in round 17 are 4 stitches. So that means 1 stitch is here, then 1, 2, 3 I've skipped, and then in the next one again, okay? And then you're going to do that all the way around, right? So there's 3 stitches in between each of the connections of round 7. For round 12, it's going to be 6 single crochets in between. So this will be 7, right? So 1, and then in between it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again 1, and then keep on going, okay? So we have 6 single crochets here in between. You're going to start with the first stitch of each round. So look at your project. This is the very first stitch right here. And then you're also going to connect it then to the very first stitch right here of that round. There are 7 chains in between, and then you push your loop through here. So let me show you what that actually means. So connect your purple color with a slip knot and then a chain of 1. Then add 6 more chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now to make it cleaner looking, you're going to remove your hook from your loop, Now you're going to find the next stitch, which would be right here. So I like to go kind of around it. Over here I went through the stitch, and here I went around the pole of the single crochet. So I'll find my very first stitch, which is right here. I insert my hook from the direction that I'm going to go to, and then I pull my loop through. Once I pulled my loop through, then I'm going to do my chains again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now I'm going to find the next stitch. So this will be 1, 2, 3, and now here's number 4. So that's where I'm going to connect the chain now to. So again, I'll take my loop out. Now I'm inserting my hook, pull my loop through. Now you could do it as a slip stitch, but I found this much cleaner and it looks much better in the end. So once I pull that through, I'm going to start again with my chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now I'm going to skip over here 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the next one over, that's where I'm going to pull my loop through. So again, I'm going to come from the direction of where I'm going. I pull my loop through. And again, I'll do my 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, again, you're going to now count over here 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the 4th one, you're going to pull your loop through. So this is best done kind of on a table or something, so you have an easier time pushing your hook through your stitches and pulling your loops through. And now you're going to just keep on going and do that all the way around. And once you're finished, you're going to block your square. Before blocking your square, everything may look a little bit rounded and wavy. So just keep in mind that once you have it blocked, it will look much better. And because it's acrylic, so make sure it is not wet blocking, it is steam blocking. I have a board and I attach it so that it's exactly 12 times 12 inches. Then you finished your flower square or flower block, if you want to call it that way, for the Moogly Crochet Along 2022. Now, of course, you can use this square for any other Afghan as well. Remember that I have the written pattern down below. There's a link in the description, and I also added to the comment section. Be sure to check out Tamara's Moogly Crochet Along event and join all the other designers and other blocks to make the beautiful Afghan for this year. Tamara's doing this every year, so I hope you join it for the next time after you've finished this one. Please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publish a new video or go live. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!